WrestleMania 42 exploded with pure adrenaline, but the night was plagued by absolute technical chaos for ESPN. Fans everywhere were left furious as the broadcast repeatedly froze and stuttered during the most critical moments of the event. Even host John Cena could not escape the crowd backlash as spectators at Allegiant Stadium loudly booed the network during his opening speech.
Tired of dropping your phone or struggling to prop it up? Meet the Pop Sockets phone grip with expanding kickstand in black, your new must-have accessory. Don't miss out. Grab yours today. Click the link in the video description to shop now on Amazon.
The drama shifted inside the ring as the legendary beast incarnate Brock Lesnar appeared to hang up his boots for good. After a lightning-fast defeat against rising phenom Oba Femi, a tearful Brock Lesnar stripped off his gloves and boots to leave them in the center of the ring. It was a heartbreaking moment that left fans and the entire wrestling world stunned at the potential end of an era. Longtime manager Paul Heyman was right there to share the emotional farewell with Brock Lesnar in a scene that looked like a definitive retirement. While the wrestling community is still reeling from the exit of this 10-time world champion, whispers are already circulating about whether this was a true goodbye or just the calm before a massive SummerSlam return. The future of the beast incarnate remains one of the biggest mysteries in the sport today. Meanwhile, the iconic John Cena returned to the grand stage not as a competitor, but as the master of ceremonies in a sharp suit. He soaked in the historic weekend alongside over 100,000 fans and gave a heartfelt shout-out to Danhausen in his official sign-off. If you want to keep up with every shocking development from the world of professional wrestling, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring that bell to stay updated. Ever had the biggest moment of your life ruined by a spinning buffering wheel? Well, thousands of wrestling fans just lived that nightmare at WrestleMania 42. Imagine the tension in the arena. The pyro is ready, the crowd is deafening, and then, right when the action should be peaking, the screen just freezes. It is the ultimate mood killer. This wasn't just a one-off glitch. It was the second night of ESPN turning what should have been a seamless spectacle into a technical disaster. The frustration actually started on night one, when John Cena's iconic entrance music was plagued by a bizarre, 40-second echo that turned a legendary moment into a sound check mishap. By the time night two rolled around, the audience had completely lost their patience. And it wasn't just the viewers at home venting on social media. The crowd inside Allegiant Stadium actually booed the network the second John Cena mentioned ESPN's name. Even Stephen A. Smith caught some heat from the fans, standing out as one of the few celebrities to get the villain treatment from the live crowd. It's honestly mind-boggling that a network as massive as ESPN couldn't handle the streaming load, leading to countless complaints about the app freezing and lagging. Even Netflix, handling the international side of things, faced its own share of crashes and search issues. With a card as stacked as WrestleMania 42, featuring the clash between Oba Femi and Brock Lesnar, and a main event showdown between CM Punk and Roman Reigns, fans deserved a professional broadcast, not a digital headache. It leaves you wondering, in an era of high-speed streaming, why are these massive events still struggling with the basics? If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more wrestling updates. I want to hear from you. Did your stream crash during the big matches? Let me know in the comments below, and remember, in the world of WWE, the only thing more unpredictable than the matches should be the results, not your internet connection. Is this truly the end of an era for the Beast incarnate? Imagine standing in the heart of Allegiant Stadium, the roar of the crowd deafening, and suddenly, Brock Lesnar decides it's time to walk away. At WrestleMania's second night in Las Vegas, the wrestling world stood still. After a lightning-fast match against Oba Femi, Brock did something that hit every fan right in the chest. He sat down, took off his gloves and boots, and left them dead center in that ring. For those of you who know the culture, you know exactly what that means. It is the ultimate sign-off. The WWE's own social media team was left scrambling, posting, "What are you doing, Brock?" But the scene that followed was pure cinema. His longtime manager, Paul Heyman, stepped through the ropes, and in a moment of raw, unscripted emotion, the two shared an embrace that actually brought tears to Lesnar's eyes. It was a stark contrast to the unstoppable monster we've watched for decades. Between his triple Universal Championship reign and his dominance in the UFC, Brock's legacy is set in stone. Now, it's worth noting the complex backdrop here. Brock's name surfaced in a high-profile 2024 lawsuit involving Vince McMahon, though Lesnar was never named as a defendant and has remained silent on the matter. Regardless of the controversy, the fan reaction has been one of pure, heavy heartbreak. It feels like the closing of a book on a level of aura and dominance we may never see again. This follows an emotional weekend where John Cena also returned, though in a much different capacity as a suit-wearing host, fresh off his own retirement. It makes you realize that even the giants of our childhood eventually hang up the boots. We're witnessing a massive changing of the guard in professional wrestling. What do you think? Is this really the last time we'll see Brock in the ring, or is this just another chapter for the Beast? Drop a comment below with your favorite Lesnar memory, hit that subscribe button, and ring the bell so you never miss an update on the legends who defined a generation. Is this truly the end of an era? The wrestling world is in absolute shock after what just went down at WrestleMania 42. Brock Lesnar, the man who conquered The Undertaker's streak and redefined what it means to be a powerhouse, appears to have walked away from the squared circle for good. It happened at Allegiant Stadium during the opening match of Night 2. After suffering a decisive loss to the rising phenom Oba Femi, a moment that felt like a clear passing of the torch, Lesnar did the unthinkable. He removed his gloves, pulled off his boots, and left them sitting right there in the center of the ring. With a heartfelt embrace from Paul Heyman and a final, lingering kiss to the mat, he exited to a chorus of "Thank you, Brock" chants. It was the kind of imagery that carries weight in this business. It's the universal sign that the curtain has closed. But let's be real. This is WWE. While the official stance is that his future remains uncertain, we've seen retired legends lace them up more times than we can count. There's already buzz about a potential hook involving Gunther, the man who has already sent icons like John Cena and Goldberg into retirement. With a favor owed to Heyman, could SummerSlam in Minneapolis be the stage for one final swan song? It would be a poetic return to the place where Brock first made his mark. Still, the shadow of the recent legal landscape surrounding his return last year adds a complicated layer to his legacy. Whether this is a permanent exit or a masterclass in storytelling, one thing is certain. There will never be another athlete quite like the Beast incarnate. If you want to keep up with every twist and turn of this evolving story, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Do you think this is really it for Lesnar, or is he just playing the long game? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Have you ever wondered what it feels like to experience the world's biggest wrestling spectacle, not as a combatant, but as the master of ceremonies? John Cena recently stepped out of the ring and into the spotlight of WrestleMania 42 in Las Vegas, trading his signature jorts for a sharp suit to host a monumental two-night event. It was a surreal shift for the WWE legend, marking a new chapter in his career following his formal retirement match last December. Over the course of the weekend, Cena found himself at the heart of the action, from opening the show to witnessing deeply personal milestones, like Bianca Belair's emotional pregnancy announcement. But perhaps the most surprising highlight, a cameo by none other than Danhausen. Taking to social media, a clearly moved Cena thanked the massive crowd of over 106,000 fans, expressing how much he cherished viewing the product from this fresh, spectator-adjacent perspective. It is rare to see a global superstar so genuinely humbled by the energy of the arena, but it just proves that even after decades in the business, the magic of the crowd never truly fades for a veteran like Cena. Did you catch that Danhausen moment during the broadcast, or were you too swept up in the Vegas energy? Let us know your favorite surprise of the weekend in the comments below, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button for all the latest WWE deep dives. After all, even when the dust settles and the gear is hung up, the story of professional wrestling never really stops evolving.